Plague Child, be quiet. Because we are live.
Hello, everybody. We're a little early today, but that's all right, because, well, what else are we going to do?
Oh, my God. We can leave the whole places.
Said nobody.
Gaze upon my pink thing.
Yeah, I was looking at that earlier. What? Where? And do I even want to know?
It's a back massager. Commodore.
Hello, dear Commodore.
It's a back massager. So you take it, and you grab it, and you do this with it.
Oh. Oh.
See? It's a back massager.
Oh, no. You're going to keep going.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, maybe later.
Okay.
It's, yeah.
Hello, Mythos.
Mythos. What's up, my guys?
Wow, that's a butt.
Yes, it is.
He's got a cyberpunk on his second screen.
I run cyberpunk art, and it has butts because I like butts.
It's a girl on a motorcycle.
Butts.
She's completely covered, too, which is the cute part.
Oh, I'm not lewd.
He's really not. Anyway, which is why he makes fun of me for my desire to have lewd cheesecake figures, because he's like, that's disgusting. I'm like, that's freaking hot.
I don't think it's disgusting. I'm just not that.
Perfect.
I am, but just not in that way. Manny Warren Mutt, my guy, and Phoenix. Wow, we got a full house of
Family.
Yeah.
Hey, Minnie Warman.
Oh my God, dudes. Oh, okay. So, what a week. This quarantine is really starting to get to me. I am having a hard time staying on task when it comes to painting. Cheesecake figures. Commodore, at some point, you need
Raging Heroes. Just look up Raging Heroes.
Raging Heroes, or look up Wargame Exclusive and look at their Greater Good figures.
Okay.
Yeah. You thought they were pretty hot.
No, I thought they were interesting. Nothing I would ever want to own, in all honesty. That is just not my type. But
plus, there's also, you could always go to what is that?
Creature Caster?
No. Kingdom.
Oh,
Kingdom
yes.
Death. They've got an entire line.
Yes.
Oh, child, my guys.
Hello, my brother.
So yeah, I'm having a heck of a time staying on task painting. I mean, I got building down. eBay came in for me. And so I have a truck. I have an arc truck. And I even made it so the doors open up on the side so I can lower the gangplanks and just dump on people. And I decided to put in the one with the wrecking ball. So I love this.
Sorry, couldn't help it.
Kings of War, I've heard a lot of good stuff about. Is 3rd edition the brand new version? Or is that the last edition? Because when they released their newest version, I want to say like 8 months ago, 7 months ago, people were raving about it. Luke over at Luke's APS actually did a whole thing on it because, yeah, there is a new version. I have to go look for it. I have to go look it up because it's basically a slimmed down version of Warhammer Fantasy without being as completely boiled down as
seen on Facebook.
Yeah, without as boiled down as say Age of Sigmar is. But the nice thing about it is that because of the way their rules work, you can use any figures. And they just have kind of basic rules. So it's really cool, looks cool that way. And plus they do scenic bases. It's like you do a base for your unit, your whole unit goes on one base. You do a scene and put your unit on the whole base. So
it's not a cat. And I would like to point an editorial to the comment that dear brother Hellchild commented about how Raging Heroes gives me a sad. No, Raging Heroes does not give me a sad. Hellchild gives me a sad because he points out that he has them and I do not. That gives me a sad. Wow, this guy's got really big hands. He's nothing but shoulders and arms.
See, here's the thing about the truck. I love this model. I love this actual model. The model is gorgeous. If for a simple transport vehicle, it has an incredible amount of silly detail. And I do have it taken apart in pieces. I don't have either the gunner or the driver mounted in. I'm going to paint them separately and then stick them in. But the problem I have with them has nothing to do with the model. The freaking instructions are...
He's bitching about the instructions while I'm sitting here trying to write in Futhark.
All right, hang on. I'm going to get the instructions.
While you're in there, can you bring...
They're right here.
Oh.
I put them away because that's what I do. I put things away now. I put things away. Okay, so here are the instructions for the truck. It's a single sheet of paper.
Instructions for an orc. That's an oxymoron.
Now, here's the worst part about it. I want you all that have built Games Workshop figures, I want you to think about how... You want to teach your brother that? Oh. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to put this up close. I want you to notice, look at the wheels. They're all two-part wheels, which is fine. But notice how none of the pieces are numbered. Look, that's the undercarriage. That's all the pieces. None of them are numbered. These are all the assemblies. There are pipes and little fittings and all kinds of stuff. None of these pieces are numbered. There are multiple pieces that are identical or only slightly different. And you have got to take the pieces and figure... You know what? Shut up, Al.
I did mention that it is an orc vehicle, so it made sense to me.
I figured it out. But I like instructions. I like instructions.
He is not a true orc. Mormont, he is not a true orc.
Yeah, you say that, but you won't be saying that when I take...
I say it now, considering your
Oh, shut up.
You need an instruction manual.
I need an instruction manual. I'm looking at those parts going, I think this goes here. And I don't make things completely to the... I mean, they have lots of variations, and I make those. But, I mean, my God, there are pieces that I'm like, well, which one am I using? These two are the same, but they're a little different. Which one am I using? And I'm looking at... And I want to point out, that's the other thing. Some of the pictures on the box and some of the pictures in their instructions are mirrored. I'll talk about this in a bit. Yes, this is a future scratch book.
And he's leaving my happy ass out of it.
So, yeah. The instructions are terrible. They're absolutely terrible. But I built this thing in about 3 hours.
I don't know. I was asleep by the time you finished.
3 hours, I think, and then I primed it up, and it's been sitting overnight. So it'll get painted soon, very soon. I got to get painting. After getting the hobby room completely reorganized, I now have all my projects lined up, and I got to get stuff. I got to get stuff cracking. I got to get cracking. So
Considering I do believe a gauntlet got thrown the other day by
By who?
the only idiot who throws gauntlets around.
What do you throw a gauntlet about now?
Something about hashtag completed it. Oh wait, you weren't watching it. I was. Spud, if you're watching this, hi.
Yeah, he talks crap all the time, but you know what? I got this. I got an army. Yeah, I got figures I gotta get done. I got a whole bunch of orcs I gotta get done because I gotta put dudes in here. I gotta send 12 guys in here so I can run them up and kill people with them. So yeah, I got orcs to build. I got stuff going on. Actually, I don't have anything to build. Builds are easy. It's painting that's a while. So, and as you're finally getting to your guys, you got nothing to say to me, woman. I'm proud of you though. You're doing it. That's what you get.
This is a brand new brush, folks. This was a brand new brush. I just pulled it out. That's great. That's freaking awesome.
I have 8 aircraft to build right now, and then I got to come out and see you when the Corona is done, because we're going to talk about some stuff. Because, yeah, I saw a lovely orc scratch build where somebody took a A10 and scratch built it into an orc DACA jet, and it was gorgeous. So now I want to do this. So yeah, it's also mirrored, so they really can't even read it because everything's mirrored. She's been screwing around with
This was
Fruthar.
fun to try and write out.
Yeah, she's been screwing around with Fruthar. It's really cool.
Yes, I saw your. They look so awesome, Phoenix. Yeah, she finished.
Very nice. Very nice.
They look like got something stuck right.
Happy
Okay. Hi, Dave.
Taco Day. All right, so let's talk about what's on the bench before we get to news of the day, news of the week.
News of the week that he had no idea what to talk about.
I didn't. I've been okay.
5 minutes before start.
Before we get to what's on the bench, before we get to news, let's talk about the hashtag on this video.
There's a hashtag on the video?
Yes, there is. Shelter in Hobby.
Yes.
Okay, so Shelter in Hobby is something that Uncle Adam from Tabletop Minions has going. Basically, it's about us gamers finding our shelter in our hobby, using our hobby to keep us sane during these times.
You like Superman.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. I'll talk about this. I've talked about it before. I don't mind mentioning it briefly. I'm not going to get stuck on it, though. People know that I have some issues. And they use the hobby as a very large portion of my as my therapy. And it's one of the reasons I really love the hobby, because it lets me kind of focus on stuff and not focus on the negative stuff that
is going on in his mind.
That's going on in my head. That doesn't have a basis in reality, because I have a pretty good life. I have a great job. I have a great wife. I have an awesome girlfriend.
And I haven't been introduced yet now. Why? Oh, never mind. I have been introduced. Sorry. Sorry, I didn't realize.
I have a great family. I have wonderful family. I have loving friends. I don't really have anything bad in my life, which is why sometimes the struggle is hard to verbalize. So I use my hobby to help me get through some parts. Now, as you may notice, there's a big screen over her head behind me. While I am working right now, this is really the only space in the house that's got enough room for me to do my job.
I offered my crafting space, my drawing space up, but he declined.
And I don't think it would matter. And honestly,
It's kind of cluttered.
the honest thing is that I'm working from home every day. I'm working a full day here, and I'm basically tied to a single room in the house for 9.5 hours without fail. So you add that along to as soon as I'm done with my day of work, working behind me, I got to get out of the room. The problem is this is also my crafting area. So
I try and drag him out for a couple of hours.
I try to get out. I do things in the other parts of the house.
Sometimes we go for a drive.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I'm the guy that when I get off work, I like the drive home because it lets me kind of unwind from my day because I do have a slightly stressful job.
More so now than before.
Yeah, and so my hobby, which is supposed to be my part of my therapy and supposed to be my shelter from the madness. Sometimes it's really hard to be in this room because I've already been here for 10, 12 hours in a day. And so it's hard to get stuff done. I built this sitting at her desk in the bedroom, and I was on point. I was like, yay, because I'm doing a hobby, not at my desk, at here.
I was in pain, so he was keeping me comfortable, and he didn't want to be in here.
Yeah.
Because my dumbass decided to, let's clean my room, except for my definition of cleaning is let's rip everything down, throw it in a pile, and then clean from there.
Yeah. So this is my little PSA to all of you hobbyists out there and to all my friends out there.
And family.
This is a little hard right now. And it's not the hard because it got to deal with the changes in, can't go to the store certain times, got to wear gloves, got to wear a mask, not going to work and all that. It's the monotony of the same 1,200 square feet day in and day out, every day of the week. And Adam's shelter and hobby is about finding that time to work on your hobby and focusing on that hobby so that you can keep the mental stuff and the sanity together. Because I'm not the only one.
He plays music in the room all day long.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's not the, and that's why I actually moved it. I originally had my work computer right here, so I was right here. That lasted like 3 days, and I was like, no, I can't do this. So I moved it to the desk. So I moved it to the table behind me. So I'm literally facing a different direction. It's not. I've come to realize it's not just the room. Like I said, it's the 1,200 square feet of same building that I am locked into, that I never leave. And even though I'm not always the biggest, I want to go out and be in the world person, that little bit of time driving on the way home from work, driving to work, was enough of the scene change. And being at work for half the day, your mind, your brain, you get used to certain things. And this is the thing that we're struggling. I'm struggling with right now, is just being used to that. I'm not being anywhere else. This is the hard part for me. And so I'm just talking about it. I'm just talking about this for a moment because I just want people to understand that that's what shelter and hobby is. It's using the hobby as your therapy and using your hobby and the focus on your hobby.
We've done that, Ben,
Yeah,
actually.
we do.
Hi, by the way.
Hi, Ben.
You guys.
Yeah, we do. I mean, we're finding ways to break it up. It's still tough because
it's still the same 1,200 square feet, and I still have to deal with the same 2 kids.
It's not even just the 2 kids.
And the dogs.
It's the dogs. It's the kids. It's the 8 hours here working, 9 hours working. Okay, I can do what I want now.
It's the same
I want to go someplace else, and I can't go someplace else. So it just
no matter how much you wish you were.
Yeah, it's
What?
It's getting through this, and we'll get through this. We as a hobby will get through this.
As a community and a
and we'll get through it by standing up for each other and standing with each other. So, shelter and hobby, my friends. Find your point of peace. All right. That said, it's weird. I'm not sick of home. I love being home. I don't like being work at home. I really believe in there being a huge separation of work and home, keeping that space. And that's where the problem is, because I'm doing my work in my home, and that's what I don't like. I like to keep my home life and my work life very separate from each other. They're two different worlds. I don't want them to mesh together, and that's what they're doing. And it's a growing pain. I mean, it's only been a couple weeks. So, I'll finally get in stride. I'll probably get in stride and get used to it just about the time it's ready for us to go back. Yay. All right. So, again, when you're doing stuff in your hobby, guys, and you want to share it out there, and you're trying to help your fellow gamer and your fellow hobbyist to kind of give them your point of inspiration so they can pull from it, tag that stuff with Shelter and Hobby. There's a lot of other hobbyists out there that are following that tag on Instagram and following it here on YouTube, and it's a good movement. Uncle Adam at Tabletop Minions goes into it in depth. I think this past Sunday he did it's either this Sunday or the Sunday before he did one of his shows about it. That's the other problem. The days kind of run into each other. What day of the week is it? Is it Wednesday? Is it Thursday? What do you mean it's Tuesday? What? Days of the week have become pretty meaningless at times. So,
honey, it's Saturday.
Yeah.
Get back in bed. Well.
Yeah. I'll manage. I mean, she won't kill me. I had to massage her.
No, we made a deal. We won't kill each other.
We wouldn't have anybody to feed all that chili to. We can't have anybody over.
Hi, Nick. Actually, what's really sad is, speaking of that whole lady, being told don't kill him. One of my favorite stand-up comedians literally had to go and make a message about 4 days ago, because apparently this has become a big problem. Apparently, domestic violence and spousal abuse, as well as murder of spouses, has gotten really bad.
It's on the rise.
So Walter, the greeter from Walmart, who works very closely with Jeff Papa Dunham, had to go on the record saying, "Don't kill your spouse." I find it sad that became necessary.
Don't kill your spouse.
Wow. It's kind of like, which one of you sickos made the warning label for external use only on a curling iron necessary? Yes. Oh, God. People, it's like, what's a speed limit?
There's no cops out here. We'll just go as fast as we want.
Yeah.
Hey, Bruno. All right. So what's on the bench? Lady D, what do you got on the bench there?
Well, right now I am painting up 10 of my little swarmers for the night haunt.
Chain rasps.
They all have the same bloody coloring and everything, and so they're just all going, I'm going to try and batch paint.
Yeah.
Let's see how well that lasts for me.
Eventually, she's got to do like 80 of these things. So
no, there's 10 more after this.
Yeah, you don't even realize that's just your beginning. You're gonna be getting like 80 of those things. Yeah,
I know. And by then, I will have learned how to work that thing.
The airbrush. All
right. So I'm working on that. I am finishing up on a
drawing.
commission for Hellchild, in which the wonderful Futhark has come into play, as I had to teach myself how to write this. So it's a lot of fun. And yes, this actually has a meaning. I looked it up, and I worked on this for about an hour, and it's kind of funny when it's translated. It's only funny if you actually watch text to speech, but
orcs. The basing video you guys saw is done. All their bases are done, so we're just starting to batch paint them.
Someone must be here. Probably the Kender.
Either that or Amazon.
Do we have something coming from Amazon?
I don't know anymore.
Yeah, did we ever get the tea tree body wash?
No. That hasn't shown up yet. It hasn't been shipped yet.
Where's it coming from?
I don't know. Probably someplace foreign.
Other thing, I have designed a couple of shirts, which we'll give you a link to that.
We have merch.
We have some samples coming, so I'm not going to push it too hard about the merchandise right now until I actually physically have one of the shirts in hand.
We have merch.
So yes, we have merch. We've got cell phone cases, die cast sticker, couple of mugs.
Die cut sticker.
Die cut, sorry.
A die cast sticker would be hilarious. Clank. It's stuck now.
I've been drinking. This is the first time I've been allowed to have alcohol in a while.
So yeah, we got die
hoodies,
t-shirts.
Yeah, suicide rates have jumped massively as well. While we're talking about the having to be at home.
So again, Shelter and Hobby, find your focus, find your friends. Instagram, there's a lot of other people that care about you, like Henry Cavill. He's one of us. He
toss a coin to your emperor, guys.
Yeah.
And by the way, thank you very much, Commodore, for rewriting the song of Toss a Coin to Your Witcher to Toss a Coin to Your Emperor. I am not going to attempt to sing it.
Yeah. So yeah, I've got orcs and orcs and orcs. I got a bunch of orcs. I got the bottom of the bases done, so I can now start getting the vehicles done. And I found this. I bought this a long time ago when I was thinking about the original, when I was first fermenting the ideas for the original speeder, the original speeder kit bash. Because I was looking at this, the turret would be cool and this would be interesting. And it looks kind of like a Torox. So I'm like, oh, this is interesting. That's cool. So I'm like, this is pretty cool. And I got it for like $1, maybe $2 at like a Goodwill or a type of resale shop.
And then it went in the box.
And it's been in a box because I ended up not using any part of it. And then I realized that it looks pretty cool. But that looks a lot cooler. That's a big beefy front end with a big engine showing. And that starts to look more orky. And once I looked at that and went, oh my goodness, this is going to be an orc battle wagon with a cannon on it.
You can always call your brother. I'll make him talk to you.
I help my wife. I go shopping once a month.
You know, there's this wonderful program called Zoom that a lot of people have been using to keep in contact with their loved ones. So you should probably give your brother a call.
Soon. You could create tutorial videos, Al, teaching people how to do things the Alex Drake way.
I would say I was going to question, Al, if you had the patience for that, and then I remembered you have to deal with this one. So yeah, you do.
So yeah,
I probably shouldn't have drank this as fast as I did.
I'm gonna chop off part of this and extend it out, and I got an extra set of wheels because I'm gonna take this wheels and put them on the back, and then I'm gonna put these wheels in the front, and I'm gonna turn it into a big pickup back end so we can use this as, again, battle wagon.
We try to limit it to like once a week if we can.
Yeah, we do once a week normally.
We have a teenager
Holy
and
crap.
a bottomless pit.
Why am I doing this now? Why am I yelling? All right. So that's on the bench. Orcs. Lots of orcs. I have some Stormcast on the bench as well. Not going to lie. I got some Stormcast I'm working on. So I got a couple smaller.
Skype? Who uses Skype anymore except for old people?
He is an old people.
Good point. Oh, that's bad.
But buddy build, that's exactly it. That's buddy building. That's sheltering and hobby. Al, you're already there.
I'm gonna make a necklace out of it. I haven't decided how, but I'm going to, and I don't want to mess with it. Hi.
It's a piece of terrain.
Don't care. Mine now.
We are 6 subscribers.
Yes, isn't that exciting?
Away from 500. Guys. 6 people. Stop it. That's not going to get us subscribers. That's just going to get us likes.
I don't know about that.
So, yeah, 6 subscribers from Skype. From Skype. Now you got me.
And I'm the one who's been drinking.
6 subscribers from 500. So I'm getting excited. I'm getting hyped.
We actually were able to get a hold of also some of our merch that we will actually be putting in the 500 giveaway box.
So there is some, that's one of the reasons why we were glad to get some merch when we got it, or got it ordered when we got it.
And the best part about the merch, guys, it is what everybody has been asking for. It's the primed for licking.
That's the first batch. I've
got a second thing. I just need to get it scanned, and then I have the beep 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 boop. I'm so cute droid one that I have to do. I have one that was requested by Hellchild to draw a dragon that somebody's throwing dice at. I'm half tempted to make one just for Freak. That's just, I haven't decided if it's a centurion and a wolf looking down at a D-sided that's on a 1. Oh, very nice.
Excellent. Getting others into the hobby. It grows like a weed.
I have been asked not to get Angelina into it. She's already into D&D. And Mom was having a hard time keeping up with that demand.
There's not much to D&D. Once you're in, you're in.
Yeah, except for, minis and shit like that and the books. And
that is really awesome. Okay, so that's on the bench. It's on the horizon. 6 away, guys. We get there. We're doing those giveaways. We're doing this. We've
got some pretty awesome stuff.
Yeah, I've got some pretty awesome stuff to give away. All right.
Up to including a custom-made, one-of-a-kind painted piece by me. Oh, how cool! I'm a little sad I wasn't asked, but that's cool. I'm teasing now.
That's the best thing about getting in as a kid. You never have to worry about that child ever getting into drugs or running around late at night getting drunk because they won't have the money or the energy for that.
It's the best part about my little. Well, she's not so little anymore. She's like 5 foot.
She's 16.
She's 16 and she's 5'10".
You can never have too many dice. I can't disagree with you there. You wouldn't believe the amount of dice I found once I started cleaning and consolidating.
I have some friends that would like to disagree with that statement, simply because it's never a good thing when the GM looks at you, sighs, and tells everybody, "Give me your dice." So everybody hands them their dice. They stick them in a bag, and then dump it out. Start counting, and everyone's like, "What are you doing?" They're like, "Hold on." And then reach over and grab the gallon Ziploc bag that is full of dice and do the same thing and then start counting again. And when we had to ask, "What are you doing?" their response was, "I'm counting your damage Are you immune to lightning? No. Why? Because you pissed off the elemental and they took you to the elemental plane of lightning. You're dead. Roll a new character.
See, if I had a gallon bag filled with nothing but six-siders,
That's an orc shooting phase.
I could do an orc shooting phase just fine.
Dude, the things that my group did when I was doing tabletop gaming as a teenager. Oh. Who's texting me?
I have a 2-gallon bucket. I have a 2-gallon bucket.
Phoenix, I agree. Oh my, dude, I sicked a mature red dragon on a level 1 bard because he pissed me off. He min-maxed the bard out and then started mouthing off to the red dragon boss.
All right. Let's talk about news. You want to talk about news?
There's news.
There is news.
Oh yeah, the chaos.
War of the Spider.
Oh my gosh. So thanks go out to Heinrich Botha for actually pointing this out to me. He was the one who originally sent me the orc shooting phase.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Anyway, so Heinrich pointed this out to me, and he's been so busy with work that he did not realize that the video had been released for the War of the Spider. And so we watched that, and
No, I had watched it. I had forgotten about it. I had literally glossed over it mentally. I had watched it like when it came out 2 days ago and forgot because it was just so. Yeah.
And as for me, I'm sitting here, so I had to start asking questions about Fabius Bile and whatnot, which was actually kind of cool because, again, there's apparently not a lot concrete known about the character, which was really cool because apparently
there's 2 novels, and you know that he's evil and sick, and there's a lot of stuff he did during the Horus Heresy. He's basically a mad scientist flesh crafter. And he's been cloning Primarchs and been cloning Marines, and he's where new Chaos Marines and their technology is coming from. He's the guy that invented noise Marines, for God's sake.
So, but it sounds like, according to what we were able to find, and from an image that Heinrich was able to unearth, is that we might be seeing the equivalent with his new figure in this War of the Spider, which is all taking place on the remains of Cadia, apparently. Primaris Chaos Marines.
It's possible.
They're called the Agents of Bile, it looks like.
So there very well may be that the Chaos Marines are finally getting
the Primaris treatment. Not that they really need it.
Yeah, they did. They suck. They really suck right now. Chaos Marines suck so bad right now. It's terrible. So yeah, to get them Primaris sized. Although that just means we just got new figures for Chaos Marines. Does that mean we're going to get another new set of Chaos Marine figures? So that's I'm curious. Are they actually going to be Primaris, or are they just going to give new rules for your Agents of Bile? So you have these special extra new rules, but you use the same figures. So it'll be interesting to see. And it looks like the other people in that book are going to be the Talons of the Emperor, which are the Custodes and the Sisters of Silence,
and
the Death Guard.
Look like they're playing a part in it, because it looks like from the way that the artwork was done and the way that the video states, it almost sounds like the Custodian and the Death Guard are working together to try and stop his
They're not working together, but they're both trying to hunt him down.
And it may just be one of those, if you don't get in my way, I won't get in your way. Don't shoot at me and I won't shoot at you. For now. Because
I don't know much. I don't know how much I buy into that.
I don't know. I'm just basing it on that picture because it had both groups.
But it was a
split.
No.
Added that afterwards.
It'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see.
But
I can't see the Custodes being okay with Death Guard, but at the same time,
like I said, if it's one of those, you shoot that, you don't shoot us, we won't shoot you for now. There are bigger fish to fry than your traitorous asses.
And in the slap in the face news for Psychic Awakening. The Death Watch and the Harlequins aren't even going to get a book in the Psychic Awakening. They're getting an article in next month's White Dwarf. That's it.
Funny. That's funny. I'm sorry, but that is.
Look, the two smallest factions in the game.
Nobody really cares.
Nobody plays you guys anyhow.
As the few people who do play them are going,
yeah, you're nobody. You don't play them. I mean, nobody plays Death Watch because Death Watch suck. I mean, let's be honest. I love them. I love their look. They have one of the coolest Imperium vehicles in the game. I want one just because it's a
Dark Star, Blackstar thing.
Yeah, the Blackstar, the Corvus Blackstar. It's such a cool looking flyer. And it's just full of guns and anger. I love that vehicle.
Well, that's because that's their entire group. Guns and anger.
Guns and anger and Necron blades. Because they've got a bunch of stolen Necron technology.
So there is that.
Yeah. So there we go.
In nerdy news, for those of you, because I did this last time, for those of you who follow Doctor Who, apparently Stanford, England, had a bit of a problem a couple days ago when a Dalek, and I wish I was making this up, was spotted going up and down the streets repeating, all humans are to remain indoors. All humans must self-isolate. This is an order from the Daleks.
I know, right? Mythos, it is a beautiful, yeah, I want one.
Oh, should we talk about the other news that's coming in the future?
I don't know what you're talking about. No, we'll show that off. I mean, the Blackstar is just such a gorgeous figure, and it's criminally underused because it's used by a single group that nobody plays. Because it's just it's maddening. It's just such a gorgeous vehicle, and it's just not played.
How come? I just see. Is that a Blackstar that the orcs have? How did they? What isn't it running backwards? How are they making it go backwards? Why does it have treads?
Oh no, we turned it into a Burner Blaster. So yeah. I'm a little excited for more of the Spider. I was a fan of Bile back in the day. I loved his old figure. I meant to always get one. And then when he kind of pulled away from the Emperor's Children, I'm like, wow, he's just kind of And
to learn that apparently he really doesn't like Abaddon.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to see it. It may, because I haven't started painting them yet, it may make me completely rethink about the Chaos Marine army that I want to build. So
instead of making them Red Corsairs, potentially make them agents
of Bile. Yeah, make them agents of Bile. So that way they have reasons to wear lots of like skin. Because
I just really enjoy doing that.
I like wearing nasty. I like nasty figures. I you know, I do. I like nasty figures.
He really does. I mean, hell, you guys have seen his Unmade.
I love the Unmade. They're the best figures in AOS. Just them and the Ogors. The Ogors are so awesome.
I don't know. I still like my little shroom men.
Yeah. Everyone has their taste. That's the beauty about taste. You're allowed to have your own.
Unless you say that the last Airbender was a good movie and that Dragon Ball Evolution was awesome, then we have a problem.
Dragon Ball Evolution. I don't remember that series.
Oh my God, is that the beta male? It looks like a tiger with Down syndrome. Never mind, bullet dodged. Seriously, go to Honest Movie Trailers, look up Dragon Ball Evolution. It's so horrible. It's hilarious.
You'd have to be a fan of Dragon Ball Abridged to get some of the jokes, but it's pretty good. It's a pretty good thing. All right, moving on. moving on.
We have other things to talk about.
We have lots of things to talk about. I was going to say, I never heard of that series. They were talking about a live action movie, but I heard that they said no and decided it was against all of humanity's interest to do a live action movie, especially with Johnny Knoxville. Because that's what it looked like. That it looks as in the, I know it's not him, but it looks like Johnny Knoxville in that movie.
Josh, but I don't know what the hell is this. There is a possibility. I think that would be really interesting because they did show some things with him, because apparently he's using the entirety of Cadia as his lab right now that Abaddon has left and there's no one to stop him.
I think they're going to have that, but the thing is, it's very notable. If you looked at the figure and you saw the things with it, there are his servants, his equivalent of a I don't know. They're dudes with like
Nasty
juice boxes coming out of their back, and they're extracting the gene seed from a Primaris Marine.
Given the fact that this man apparently
He's cloned
all 20.
All 20.
Yeah, he cloned all 20 of the
Primarchs.
However, most of them were put down with extreme prejudice, either during conception or shortly after when they were in their teen years.
But at least 3 of them reached viable adulthood.
That would have been Horus, Fulgrim, and Ferrus Manus.
Yeah.
This man probably knows more about the Primarch project than the Primarchs themselves know about them.
So the thought is that if he can get his hands on a Primaris gene seed, he's making Chaos Primaris. So
because anything Call can do, I can do better. Because I am a genius. Hi, Kinder. Whoa. Oh yeah, I shouldn't have drank that as fast as I did. Whew, I need some water.
I think it'll be good. The thing is, they keep talking that this is going to be the biggest release. So I'm wondering if the release that they're doing this Saturday, the third part of the big release, is going to be the big one. Because so far they've been kind of okay. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh hey, look. Stern's back and she's got herself a boyfriend.
Yeah.
That's an elf.
So wondering if this one, this third one, Mr. Zane. I'm wondering if this third one is going to be...
Chaos Primaris lieutenants have been confirmed.
How have they been confirmed?
Send it to my phone.
Don't use the words confirmed unless you can confirm this. You don't have a boyfriend.
That's okay.
That's okay,
I still
Zane.
love you. And I still have to fix your socks, but we have Prime for Licking socks for you. Kaiju!
Hey, Joe. What's up, my man? So I guess in other hobby news, we are trying to track down. We found one of them, a Gundam wing kit. We found it. I'm just trying to get it ordered to get it for the wife here. So,
because I really want to paint the kingdom.
And I figured since her favorite is wing, we get her one of the Gundam wing Gundams.
As this was talked about on Friday, I think it was. Gundam Wing was my first mech. And my 2 favorite suits were the Wing Zero Custom and the Death Scythe Hell, which both only showed up when yes, I do. Which only showed up during Endless Waltz, which I thought was pretty awesome.
On the other hand, the site I found, thanks to a certain older brother of mine, he turned me onto a pretty cool site for paints and model kits. I'm actually looking at getting a Robotech Veritech fighter. that they had there.
Okay, I gotta go get some water before I make myself sick.
Yeah, they had a really nice Veritech fighter kit there. And since Robotech was my jam, if I can't get Robotech, if I can't get this Veritech fighter, I'm actually looking to see. We saw this really great kit of the Battle of the Planets / Gotchaman Phoenix ship. Actually, there was one kit that I couldn't possibly afford because it was like a $300 plus kit. But it was literally the ultimate Phoenix with all 5 of the other vehicles detached from it. So it was this.
Was it? Oh, I thought it was the other way around. Oh well. Yeah. So what he was saying is, also, I wanted to mention that the other one that I saw was Science Ninja Team Gotchaman, otherwise known as G-Force, otherwise known as Battle of the Planets here in the United States. It is spelled very weird, but it is pronounced Gotchaman.
So anyhow, Super Science Ninja Team Gotchaman, whatever, Battle of the Planets. They have. I saw one for the Phoenix. I also saw one for the Ultimate Phoenix, which only showed up in I think one of the OVAs.
The Ultimate Phoenix?
Yeah, Ultimate Phoenix. I think it only showed up one of the OVAs. But it's got the Ultimate Phoenix plus all 5 of these secondary support vehicles. And apparently the way the kit is built, they actually can house themselves into their proper components on the model. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So that's definitely what I'm thinking at. The other one thing I wouldn't mind getting my hands on, the Star Blazers Battleship Yamato. I saw a Battleship Yamato kit on there, and that was pretty cool too. What are you doing?
I'm hot.
Okay.
I told you I drank it too fast.
Yeah, I know you did.
And it's starting to offend.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think with all the other modeling we're doing and getting a break in topic, like I want to build this Revell. I've got this Stuka. I want to build. But I think the Gundam, looking at Kaiju's channel and looking at Weather Pig's stuff lately, has kind of got me in the mood to do some Gundam. Will you stop? Some Gundam stuff or something sci-fi. Actually, I was even looking at some stuff from either from Dust or from Conflict 47 because there's some really, really cool stuff. Yeah, I mean, that was the thing. Sprue Brothers was just, I mean, I went in there to look at Paint Al, and I spent probably 2 hours just looking through what they have in stock. So, you know, it's funny. As I've gotten a little older, the modeling bug is actually kind of being contagious and making me look at there's certain specific models, but for me it's very specific models I want to go out and build, and it's
Get your asses out of the kitchen.
Yeah, so and then again, historicals have just been crazy. Like I said, I've been looking at Dust and Bolt Action, and with Dust and Bolt Action and Conflict 47, World War II. As again, my brother knows, I've always loved World War II era armor. I've always loved World War II armor. Yeah.
What's in 4 days?
Turnaround time to order is usually 24 hours, and you would have your product in 4 days. So if we ordered something from them, we're looking at doing a couple of things tomorrow. We've got some plans that will lead to some videos as well. And if we get some models, like we get these Gundams, that'll actually be like videos for that. That'll be content right there.
Well, for him, maybe, considering I have an actual video, but somebody still hasn't gotten around to putting it together so it can be posted.
Put together anytime you want. You just gotta have the time when you're out here to sit with me when we can do it.
Why do you need me to?
Because it's your video. You're gonna know what you. We'll talk about this on camera.
I will send you the thing later, man. Jeez, I don't even know how to do it. You still haven't given me half of the money. Or not money, the information I needed.
Yeah, 15 millimeter. Is that for Flames of War? Because that's another army. That's another game I've been looking at. It's in your email. I've been looking at Flames of War to kind of catch that historical bug because little bitty tanks are fun.
No, what was fun was the way that Rick decided to explain the different forces to somebody one day. I don't remember who he said. I think he was like, the Germans are these guys, and these guys, they're the Imperium.
He was explaining Flames of War to somebody who didn't know history but knew Warhammer 40K.
Who did you send the email to?
Titanicus. Here's the thing. No. I don't know, maybe. The problem is you can't get Warhammer crap right now. It is so hard to actually get Warhammer stuff right now. It's actually really hard to get Warhammer stuff right now. I mean, I can't get Warhammer paint, a Citadel paint. I had to go to Sprue Brothers and go to Amazon to order some freaking Vallejo stuff. I mean, I would love to get into Titanicus, but then again, I wouldn't. It's another game. You can't use the Titanicus figures for 40K. I don't want to get a franchise within a franchise. I mean, honestly, and I don't know anybody who plays Titanicus. Plaster Soldiers Company. Note that down. Plaster Soldier Company. Honestly, if I was to get any 40K specialty game, I'd probably get the Aeronautica. Only because I do know at least one other person that I could play Aeronautica with. Don't I, Ben? I just don't think there's enough models for that set yet. I mean, it's like you're playing orcs or you're playing humans. Pretty much that's it right now. They don't really have a lot of figures for that game yet. So yeah, I know you have. You and I actually talked about it. I've actually, like I said, if I was to get any of them, I'd get that one because I liked playing X-Wing. And yeah, they're gonna have Tau soon. When they get Tau, I'll get the Filthy Tau. That's what I'll do because I love the Filthy Tau. They're awesome. Don't you look at me in that tone of voice. What do you want to tell? What's that for?
Why would I want those filthy creatures?
Oh my goodness. Because you love them. They look like Mecca. Titanicus makes for some great kish bashing for Mechanicus and Iron Hands. Yeah, I guess. I can see that, I guess. Again, I don't know. I have actual knights. If I'm going to get more knights, I want to get knights so I can play a bigger knights army. I mean, it's just knights on knights. I don't know. There's a draw to it because the figures are so very cool looking. But again, the biggest problem is, Heinrich, I don't know anyone else that plays it. Just like Lord of the Rings. I don't know anybody that plays it. Shout out to Weather Pig and Mythos on that one.
Don't mind me conducting business.
I'm trying not to get into too many new games that I don't have people to play with. It's bad enough that I've got a whole bunch of Gasland stuff to start working on too. Because from the Easter week, they had a bunch of 5-packs of cars on sale for Easter basket stuffers. So I got a box of 5 cars from the Fast and the Furious, and I got a box of 5 cars that are all like they look like construction equipment. They do. They actually do look a lot like Chappie. I hate to say it, I'd like to tell. All right, Man Apocalypse. Thanks for dropping by. I appreciate it.
Take care, be safe, wash your hands, and don't touch your face. I'm a little drunk. I'm sorry.
You're so cute.
I haven't had any alcohol in weeks, and now I'm like, I should probably go over here.
You're fine. So, upcoming ideas, upcoming stuff. We've got some orc stuff in the queue to go up soon. I gotta sit down with Lady Dragon. She's gonna get a Al, you and I we gotta figure out a way to get together. We gotta I can actually show you one piece that's built at this point. So I built a piece of scrapyard terrain. So
I have to go change my shirt.
All right. So I've got a tutorial on exactly what I'm doing here, but I'm sure you seasoned modelers are noticing. Yeah, this is 90% sprue with a little bit of granny grading. So, and I'm doing a whole table's worth of this stuff. So, and it's all gonna be for my orc, my orc table. Yes, they're sprue. They're pure sprue. So, and even the support that goes underneath of the granny grading is sprue as well. The only thing that's really not is that I had to do a support column, and this is actually a dowel. So, but if you play 40K, I mean, this is going to be good terrain. It'll be good for fighting, a nice second level to fight from. It'll be a hoot. So it's fun, and like I said, I'm working on the tutorial for that right now because I actually have a tutorial on the methodology I used for putting them together. So that keep that sprue, guys. In these times when we run out of models, you're going to need something to build with. So that's next. Oh, she's so sleepy already.
Oh my God.
You go and do that.
Like button.
Hit that like button. But yeah, do that. Go spend time with the family. Spend time with the family. This is a good time for that.
Not quite yet. We're getting real close.
She's getting close.
Oh my gosh. Ooh.
It's Tuesday. It's been a long week. But it's Tuesday. Yeah, it's been a long week already. One of the essence about this with the whole orc thing is that really, this is really kicked into my kit bashing. That's what I thought about when I was looking at the sprues. I'm like, you know, orcs would come up with ways to use junk scrap metal like this. And you guys know my love of kit bashing. And I saw this vehicle and finally when I was messing around with it, I'm like, yeah, you know, I've got all these great figures that are not kit bashed for my wolves that are just GW pieces put together, and
Oh my god, I can't spell.
and my Death Guard are a lot of like official models. I've got like one or two unofficial, but they're basically already put together models. Very little kit bashing other than one of the Demon Princes I have. My orcs, I'm going to have about 50-50. It's going to be, of the vehicles, there's going to be about 50% of the vehicles will be regular stuff, and the other 50% will be kit bashed. And I've got some ideas. Do you need to go to bed?
No. No, I don't. I just shouldn't have drank that damn thing as fast as I did.
Well, there you go.
Sorry, working on a business transaction with Zane.
That just bothers me from so many levels. Now I don't know if it's confirmed yet. I gotta. Oh, he already logged up. Like I'm hopefully, unless something happens, a week from Friday. So it'll be the 24th. I'm trying to hook it up so that we are on the Friday night podcast for Frost and Fist, which that weekend I will make sure to keep her off of the Amaretto because it is a later podcast.
There wasn't even that much in there.
Not podcast, live stream, whatever. Same difference. It really is the same difference. It's just a podcast with video.
So, and the other thing is that wonderful day is also our wedding anniversary and his 50th birthday. And Commodore, I'm afraid that is confidential information. That is between me and my business partner only.
He better be sending you some stuff.
That's between me and my business partner. Yours. Actually, there's more than one involved in this.
Send a few things away. You know what?
Shouldn't that be you sending it to us?
I don't want to see it. Working on the Goliath Gang,
nice.
yeah.
Can't wait to see those pics.
So, hey, Zane, go find the stairs, throw yourself down, then get up and sit down before you hurt yourself. I am being nice to him.
That's him to throw himself down some stairs. How's that being nice to him?
Tell it to everybody.
No, you normally just only tell it to Zane.
That you know of. I tell lots of people to fall down the stairs.
Sorry, I was just thinking about your yes, the project is ribbed.
All right. Let's see. We talked about models. We talked about what's up, what's coming up. What's on the horizon? You're going to be just working on these guys for a bit. You want to start working with the airbrush. This is the other reason I got to get down and see my brother.
So he can actually learn some final techniques.
No, both my airbrushes are acting funny.
That's why you haven't been using it.
Yeah, my Iowata, for some reason, is not getting good pressure. So I don't understand what's going on. It's like it's suddenly like not really. It's like it's not really getting a lot of air out of it. And I don't know what's going on. So I'm trying to go through and give it a thorough cleaning and check everything and see if there's anything I missed. But I'm still a bit of a novice on this thing. So I'm like trying to figure out, trying to troubleshoot something like this. Little problematic. It's kind of bothersome because I like working with the airbrush. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Very nice. I really like the Iwata, and it made me real comfortable with it. Honestly, I've been promoting a set of paints that I really like the look of, but now twice I've used them, And after I was done using them, and I thought I cleaned the brush thoroughly, I've had problems afterwards. So yeah, the color shifters. I don't know what the deal with that is. So, I don't know. I'm going to run through some more Iwata website information and see. So if anybody has any tips on or any ideas as to why, like I said, the brush just when I've got it together and I've got the compressor on and I've got it at the the suggested pressure and whatnot. When I hit the button to get air, it's just like it's not really giving me a lot of air out of the tip at all. It's really it's like there's almost nothing coming through. So if anybody has any ideas, throw some comments here or throw me something to my email or my Facebook or even up on my Instagram because I'm at a loss here and I'm even more worried and less likely to use the brush again because I'm like that's an $80 brush and I think I just broke it again and it's aggravating because I really like the tool but I can't afford to replace it just at the drop of a hat. And if I can't figure out what's wrong with it, then it's just sitting and taking up desk space. So ideas, guys. If you got anything, hit me up with it. No, it's all solid. No, there's no leaks, nothing. It's really weird. The only thing I can come up with is that maybe if there's supposed to be, it looks like there's a washer, like a rubber washer that's up front here, and it looks like mine's just not getting it's getting a seal, but it's not like when I've got it most of the way screwed on, I'm getting perfectly good air. I'm getting perfectly good air. The moment I clamp this down the last bit, it stops getting air. It's like it just really dies out in the pressure. So again, I don't know if there's is there something else in there? I don't know if there's clogged. I can't tell if anything's clogged in there. I mean, I took the pin out and I took actually a pipe cleaner and ran all the way through there trying to clean it out and didn't get anything out of there. I soaked the whole thing in isopropyl for a bit and then tried running a couple of pipe cleaners through a couple other areas. And I don't know. Yeah, it's disconcerting. Okay. I'll do another teardown and see if I can figure out where it's clogged and if it's clogged more. I mean, I got nothing but time.
You should give them a link so that they can see my pretty shirts I made.
Oh, let me do that real quick.
Do you know how to find it on your computer?
What's being? I don't know. That, like I said, I was thinking. I'm wondering if because I noticed on the front of the when you take the tip off, there's that flat surface that the pin comes out of. There's a tiny hole right there. And that looks like an input hole, like it's sucking air out of there so it gets a circuit of air. And when I'm screw the tip all the way down, I'm wondering if I'm not covering that hole completely up. But it doesn't look like there's anything in there. That's why I'm like, I don't get it. Again, I can try another breakdown and look at it. And I'm trying to go through looking at Iwata's breakdowns as well.
Would it be in your email?
What?
To get to check it out. Click here.
Yeah, I know. I was just getting there.
Storefront. You're taking too long.
You're being a pain in the ass.
Click the store.
Dragon is insisting, and it's fine.
Here is a thing for all of you to look at and enjoy.
She's very.
I do have a new logo that was, or not, thing that was designed for him. For the GCD logo that he has, I actually designed a brand new one for him, which will be going on to some shirts as well once I'm able to get that scanned in and turned into a vector, which thank you very much to Heinrich Botha again for showing me that, and Inkscape. It's a bit of a learning curve, but kind of getting better at it. The other fun thing about Teespring is that because they allow you to have multiple fronts at the same time, so I may be opening my own with just my artwork up, so people can get prints of my art. Yay!
So yeah, if you look at the front there, that little hole there, that's where I'm wondering if I'm going to clog in there that way. But again, I've got to, I'm going to take it apart and take the whole.
Oh, and if any of you guys happen to be fans of If the Emperor Had a Text-to-Speech Device series, it was announced recently that he is working on the next episode. It is taking a little bit longer than he would like. However, because, getting the voice actors and everybody together in the script and the animation, but he did post up something recently with one of our favorite 3 stripper custodians going on an adventure in the Emperor's Canals of the Undesired. Apparently they're a bunch of sewer-like canals that run underneath the throne, which is for the Emperor's disposal ducts. Yeah, I'll figure that one out later. Anyway, it's actually quite funny because he is accompanied by 3 of the Sisters of Silence, who apparently are sassy as shit, even though they never speak. But they flip him off a lot. Oh my God, Dave, you've got to watch it. It's so funny. He gets so high at one point. I'm not going to explain how or why. Just watch it. But yeah. We have been jokingly laughing because, everybody's getting that stimulus check here in the United States from our government in regards to this, in answer to the virus and all, to help us pay bills. And I was like, do you think we could get a 3D printer? If we get a 3D printer, do you think I could actually get an STL for the actual stripper custodians and print a bunch of them and actually make my own custodian army of nothing but stripper custodies? He told me down, girl.
She's a little silly at times.
And then I told him I wanted to make the skull throne. And he thought I was talking about the Emperor. And I said, no, skulls for the skull throne. I want a skull throne. Terrain.
All right. I'll have to go through and finish cleaning it. Get a little bit of cleaning fluid and whatnot. Give it a shot. I just poked something out and just pulled out a little blue flecks or something. So maybe I did miss something.
Oh, they're on that. Holy yay.
Yeah, they are. They're fabulous. So it's on Thingiverse. I told you that.
No, you told me that there was something out there. You didn't tell me they were on Thingiverse. And then you called me weird and crazy for wanting to even do it in the first place.
She doesn't pay attention at all. Yeah, think about it.
I am.
I'll get you.
It's like a promise. Only if those are corrupted stripper custodians that happen to worship corn, then yes.
Did you say cane?
I almost did. And then I had to change it because it's corn. What?
I didn't say nothing. You have a bunch of Custodes files. Well, if we get a 3D printer, Zane,
I'll be hitting you up.
We'll have to hit you up for some files.
Don't worry, I am willing to trade feet pics. What? I'm willing to trade my art for figures, okay? I literally told Adam Dodge of Pagan Mini Minis that if he can't afford to pay me in, money, he could always just pay me in figures. To which he agreed. So I'm gonna get some of those badass figures as soon as he needs me.
As soon as you draw some stuff.
Well, no, he hasn't told me what he wants yet.
Yeah. About 1,000 files on the PC. But how many STLs do you have? We're not talking about your personal collection there. Insane.
They probably do. They probably watch the Corn Hunt. Man, can you imagine doing some Corn pinup girls?
Yeah, it's called what's it, Creature Caster.
Yeah. So when do I get to do that again?
We'll see. If we get the 3D printer, you won't even need to. You can find.
No, I meant do a entire. How funny would it be to do an entire 12-month calendar, but it's all pinups of different people?
Super infringement pack. I like super infringement packs.
We don't talk about that on live air. Any more than we talk about it in the store.
Well, that being said,
I got my last guy almost done.
I think we're going to wrap this up for the night.
So, yeah. I got 10 of these little extras.
Yeah, chain rasps. The grots of the undead world.
Except for they're not as cute as grots. I'm sorry. They're cute. They're just, his arm came off.
Well, that's why GW invented glue.
Was it? And a bunch of extra lines for stripper custodians? Yay.
All right. So, again, some final thoughts then tonight. One, moderation, guys. Drink in moderation. Do everything in moderation.
Even play World of Warcraft.
But shelter in hobby. Remember that your hobby is not a job. And remember that your hobby is not your job. Your hobby is what's supposed to make you happy. So let it keep making you happy. It may make you crazy, but it should make you happy.
Now I need to put somebody's arm back on before I can paint him some more. Do we have any glue over here? Yes, we do. Yes, Dave, you are. You are all essential, and not in the way that the government says it. You guys are just essential to our lives.
So, that being said.
That one right down his arm.
That being said, Patreon. Can't afford it right now. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
And for those of you who are still giving us aid by paying, thank you so much. Heinrich Botha, Bookish Joe, Inquisitor Zane, and the Commodore. Thank you so much for sticking with us, even though we understand that this is a hard time.
So we appreciate that. Also, Instagram, LadyDragon28, and the Gamecraft Dragon. I've sent you the link now. It's out there. We have our Teespring merch store. Prime for licking. It's a brush.
Just checking it out.
Just take a peek.
You don't even have to buy anything, but just.
I'm getting a mug. I need a new paint cup.
Okay. Go ahead. I need to do some Pride mugs.
There you go. That being said, guys, all you keep safe. Wash your hands. Keep your fingers out of your mouth. And be careful with the super glue. I love you all. Epic your life. Epic your game.
I'm going home. Screw this noise. This is bad.